Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Dandadan, a fun action comedy show that last episode transcended my expectations and its limitations to become whatever the hell it is now. Maybe whatever the hell it wants? Hell yeah. I'm here for Dandadan, just hopping straight out of the shower again, which is kind of becoming a Dandadan theme. I just get excited about it. And then I'm like, okay, I got a shower, but then I really want to do the Dandadan immediately. So then I come out and the hair's still wet and I just want it inside my eyeballs. I want more spray paint. I'm an addict now. Episode 7 of Dandadan is pretty special. It's kind of hard to feel that completely because I've watched so many distinctly special things over the past month or so. From like the Chainsaw Man movie to the openings of Dandadan and Heavenly Delusion at the same time, kind of, to the fact that I'm now watching Ashita no Joe, which is really, is right there, is really special in its own way. I'm kind of bombarded with specialness, so while I very much was able to recognize what happened in the last episode of Dandadan in 7, and like, wow, it has taken the last week for me to process it a little bit, and to come to the conclusion that that's one of the best TV anime episodes that I've seen, full stop. It's not like I don't want to do a comparisonitude for like, oh, the top episodes of Free Ren versus the top episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen versus the top episodes of, I don't know, K-On? It doesn't work that way, right? But I think I can be much happier if I just say, like, maybe there's an S tier, and I think that Dandadan Episode 7 is S tier. By that logic, most of everything else in Dandadan so far has been solidly within the A tier, and I don't think we've dipped below it, at least not by my estimations, which is pretty goddamn cool. But still, I feel the need to distinguish that last episode was special. You all know it, you all watched it with me, I know it, I just watched it, that was special. And I think a second round of credit needs to go to Shuto Enomoto for what appears to be a heroic effort in making that episode happen the way that it did and feel as much as it did, because there are episodes of shows that will make me cry. There are movies that will take me to that emotional brink, but this episode felt like it reached into, like, past my rib cage and into my soul and pulled the tears out of me. When we set up that landscape of the kids and the mother's love and the dance, and then she's on the rooftops dancing above the city, I don't think I've ever seen anything that quite hits that note, and it's pretty spectacular. So I wanted to take an extra couple minutes here in the beginning of this episode to, without talking about where we're going next, just revel in the fact that what we just saw was really cool. The way that I run this channel, I've made some choices about how I run this channel and how I work as a creator, and those choices are partly designed to generate an incentive system around me that makes me create the best work that I can and keep creating more of it. I don't want to be able to, like, rest on my laurels of all the things that I've done in the past and make enough money off of my backlog to survive. I'd rather be forced to work a little bit. But there's a downside to that, and that is that there's a constant pressure to move forward, to move on, to go to the next thing. It's always, when I release like a big double video or a really compelling piece of analysis, there's one thread that's a bunch of people really interested in that analysis, and that goes ongoing for a long time. Like, I still get comments from videos that I made years and years ago as people are going through those shows and analyzing them along with my past self. That's freaking awesome. But there's another thread that goes, okay, man, what's next? Like, yeah, you did a cool video about this cool episode, but like, where's the next one, right? Next one's coming, right? And in that pressure space, it's easy to, like, close the book on an episode and forget it. Or there's a pressure to, maybe, to, like, okay, that's done now, on to the next thing, clear the system out and go onward, always onward. And there's something that's deeply lost about the experience of, like, incorporating things really effectively. So I like to, when I get the chance, take the time to accent and talk about and, like, and note, partly because doing it verbally embeds it more strongly into my mind, how important a particular thing has been or was, because saying it makes it so in some ways. And so I'm kind of telling myself right now, hey, remember this episode. Because the next time I see a really incredible episode of a show, I want this one as a touchstone in the back of my mind to be like, the last really great S-tier episode that I saw was Dandadan episode 7. How does this next episode that I've seen, month, year, 2 years, however long it takes for us to reach S-tier again, how does this compare? Does this match up? And in doing that, I hope that I can create a better map of what good I think things are. How good I think things are. I don't know if that makes any sense, but Dandadan episode 7 is cool. And it makes this show more than it was. The show is already really good, really interesting, really fascinating, really fun. The romance is stellar and compelling. The fights and animation and insanity are crazy. The characters are fun and enjoyable, and I want to know more about them, and I want to follow them through this world. But now the world is its own thing, and it wasn't quite like that before. There were hints at it. There was fertile ground for it, but now it is blooming in fullness as something really spectacular, something really interesting. So my attention is glued to it now. I am in. I was from episode 1, but now it's different. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I was down to clown in episode 1, and now I'm down to frown. That's so stupid. I hate myself for saying that. Oh my god. I'm not gonna cut it, because you deserve to see me be humiliated by saying that. I hate that I said that. Woof. I need to do a drawing. Okay, I've got an idea for this one, but I'm gonna need a couple of references to make it work. Okay. So this is gonna be, it's kind of like almost like a motion graphic. I'm gonna use pencil to start because I've been having really good luck with starting with pencil and then going over with pen. It's almost like that's a thing that people do for a reason. These are kind of sketchy at the bottom, like this. Okay, great. We'll see how long it takes for people to realize what exactly I'm doing. I think somebody might be able to get it from this. If you're really in a particular nerddom, you're gonna be able to get it from this, but probably not. Probably not. Here. I may have missed it. Yeah, the proportions are wrong for this. I gotta do it differently. Yeah, that's more like it. Yikes. Not a big fan of that, honestly. What if I use the colorless blender on the sort of skin tone that I've used? I don't like the skin tone. I really need skin tone markers if I want to do skin tone stuff. Maybe I can smooth it out with the blend. But the fact that the pencil's in there is making it all kind of dark, too. Aww. Darn. I liked the sketch, too. It's okay, I'm still gonna carry it through and see what happens. Sometimes I get surprised when I carry things through. But there's just not enough, like, peach in this. It's too yellow. It doesn't look like skin. It just looks kind of weird. I mean, I guess I could do this as, like, I could go harder on the weird colors. Kind of like the way that she looks in the OP. Let me find that. I don't think that going like a deeper yellow is the right move, though. What if I do that this is at least somewhat coherent? I like the way that the jacket looks, kind of. It reminds me of the coloration of Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. Yeah. Faces, skin colors and stuff. Bad. Bad. Very bad. Okay, I'm gonna try one last thing. See if giving some more shape to it and, like, creating a darkness that isn't the same as the graphite that's used as shading can produce a little bit more clarity here and a little bit less, ew, what weird ghoulish skin color you have, you know? Because she's kind of got a weird ghoulish skin color, and that's what I'd really like to avoid. Probably I should fork over the 20-something bucks for the expanded set of these markers that is actually built out of skin tones. That would probably be the move. If I want to draw people, having the right colors is probably the right move. Because I don't know, I feel like a little kid using pink and yellow to represent skin, because that's what it is, but it's off, it's not right. Okay. I thought I could get away with it, but I can't. That's the one. Oh, I wonder if... Yeah, no. I'll use color. It actually works better. That's so weird. Huh. That's a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. I will say that I had a lot of fun with this. The only part of it that I'm kind of down on myself for is the skin tone, and I don't really have a better option for that. I do think that if I discovered what I did at the very end with using pink over as the shadow color, I would have a much better vibe here. We'd have, instead of these like muddy sort of gray yellowy segments, we might have like distinct pink and yellow. And now that I've done it a little bit, I think it would actually work. I think it would be kind of, well, let me just do this. Okay, and then we'll just do as though this portion is in shadow, right? There's an eye. Great. This portion is in shadow, and this portion is the yellow. Okay, so we'll just do just the right one? Light gold, yeah. Okay, this is the right one. Yeah, that can work. Whoa! It doesn't have to be right, it has to be, like, interesting. And not muddy and gross. If I had done this in, like, stark... I could have done it with bright blue as the shadow color. And it would have looked interesting instead of muddy and gross. I got stuck trying to create reality or to match the colors that are on the screen instead of imagining a new palette based on what I actually have. I should have converted her whole set of tones to a different set of colors as though she's in a totally different light. I should have lit her entirely in red or entirely in blue and then just done shades of that to indicate yellow or skin tone without indicating skin tone. Holy shit! Okay, I feel like this has been very instructive for me, even if the result I'm not entirely happy with. Also, that's one of the longest drawing sort of recordings that I've done, full stop. Alright, with that drawing out of the way, that took me almost an hour, which I should not have done. But but I got invested in it. I really wanted to accomplish this thing that I had created in my mind. I envisioned Aira as a Super Smash Bros. Character being introduced as joins the battle, and that's what I wanted to draw. And I've drawn it to the extent that I'm happy with it. I would want to go and do it again, but I don't have the time nor the genuine desire to. So I will fold what I've learned into whatever my next drawing is. The point of the drawing is that I think that Aira's about to become a member of our team. There's nothing more shonen, really, than having an enemy or somebody who you're at odds with. And by finding out a little bit more about them, by coming into conflict, by figuring things out, turn them into an ally. Turn them into somebody who, even if you have your differences, even if you see things from different perspectives, you can still line up and get stuff done together when it matters. Aira has just been infused with a minor spirit. That probably is going to give her some weird powers. If she's got some weird powers, she could be a valuable member of the team. After all we are is, well, Momo's got it inherently, but Okarun's just a dude fused with part of a spirit's powers himself. Why would we keep Aira from being part of the team unless she's a total bitch? That's the kind of a bit of a problem here, is that up until this episode, Aira has not been likable. She's cool, she's cute, there's something compelling about her, but not in a very friend, ally, let's do things together kind of a way. Kind of more like that's a hot stove, maybe stay away from it, but still there's a pull toward it. How are we going to turn her into an ally? If we are. Or are we going a different direction? This is Dandadan, so while my shonen senses say, turn Aira into a friend, my Dandadan senses say, you don't know what Dandadan's about to do. It could be much weirder than that. It could be much worse than that. She could be the big bad of the whole damn thing, and I wouldn't know. And it would probably be really cool. Let's watch episode 8 of Dandadan and see how we come out of the emotional high point, low point. The valence of episode 7 is extraordinary, but I'm not sure if it's positive or negative or a mixed bag of all sorts of emotions, but it's a lot, and I'd like to see if we stay in that space of a lot and springboard into more lot, or if we back off again, the way that we did in kind of episode 5, I think, pull back and reset so that we can spring into action again in a really compelling way. I don't really know, and I don't really care because I'm excited for whatever happens. Let's watch Dandadan episode 8 and see what it's gonna be. I've got the episode up and ready to go. There'll be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, early access on the Patreon, beep beep timer to count you down. Let's go. Noodles? Soba? Think so. Oh, hi, Aira. Are we about to start competing about noodles? Yeah, it's 2 cute girls. Nah. Uh-huh. Looks like we're answering those questions right away. Oh. Oh. And doesn't care. It's not apologizing to her, it's apologize to Okarun. She does not apologize. How am I supposed to believe that? He sure does look like a demon. Things don't make sense here. Yeah. やっぱりね。The lucky cat eyes. I mean, you probably could. Respond via noodles. She really still believes that she's the hero. Somen, not soba. This whole set of interactions has been crazy. Despite being a demon, maybe you're okay. Well, he's not a demon. But let's give her a different answer. It's what a hero would do. Oh my god. Perfect. The world makes sense again. I think you have competition. I think you have competition for the heart of an Okarun. Yep. I'm human and he's a demon is so fucking funny. I mean, she's probably the exact same thing he is, right? Like, once we're gonna discover that she's got some powers, right? And she's gonna be exactly the same fucking thing that he is. I wonder if this episode will be convincing her that we're, like, people. We'll meet him at some point. I'm excited for that. Now that we know, like, how much of a character Aira has the potential of being, I'm really excited for Red Hair Boy, because he's gonna be a character too. I wonder if, in the way that Aira is kind of competition for Okarun, in a way, I'm seeing that under the surface here now, because he's kind of a good-looking guy with, like, the earring and stuff. Kind of playa-y. I wonder if we're gonna be competing to find out that this is the true love. Oh, we gotta shove them balls back in! What? Hey, hey! Hey, bada bada bada. Hey, bada 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 bada. Please don't hit it. Okay. Huh? Wait, what? It's not both of them locked into one ball? I thought it was both of them locked into one ball. So wait, the second ball is still out there? I had no idea. I thought they were both, like, coagulated into one ball. Because magic. This cut with the skirt going back and forth sucks. It's like the first bad cut that I've seen in Dandadan fully. どうして？ Huh? What you doing, Okarun? Are you doing a I'm trying to push you away so you don't get in danger sort of thing? I've got this funny feeling. Yeah, where's your boyfriend? Yeah, he would never do that. Maybe. But she's worried. Oh man, this is cool. Pumpy. Man, we're right back to that worried space. Also, what if you find out that it's a lie? But what if he's not writing a report? Alright, so let's cut away from this to over there and see what that story and how do we get there? Because it's clearly not what she thinks it is. But what is it? It's still betrayal. Yeah, good. Okay, we're over here. Oh my god, he wants to be stronger. That's so cute, my guy. You gotta go deeper. I promise you gotta go deeper. He doesn't want to be useless. Oh, we got weights. We're doing squats. You gotta go deeper. Your hair will fall out. You just gotta run a couple kilometers as well. You gotta go so much deeper for the Hindu squats, bro. I love Hindu squats. You gotta go deeper. Okay, anyway. I'm not gonna go off on it until the end. Alright, hi, what's up? Our love is forbidden. She's fully about to confess? What? But in her mind, like, nobody would ever reject her. So insane. She likes you. Ah! Cause she is. Cause she is an amateur. It's all frontin', you know? That is exactly what that means, dude. Aww. Oot. And she closes her eyes, and we come around the corner. Otto. What a setup. Fuck. Fuck. Caught in the act. Caught in the act. Fuck. Fuck. Yeah, it starts because you lied. It's not excuses, it's justifications and reasons. Ah! She's serious, yeah. Shit. I fed it to the earth. Wait. 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 That was the aliens. Fuck. Relatable. Oh. What? Some weird some sort of spirit thing is doing a spirit thing. Are we in a different place? Shiratori? We're alone here. I wonder if she did this. Because of the tank. The water. She might accidentally have done this. The barrier. The darkness. That's my thought, at least. This is happening to her, but she's like in a separate space? What's here? A Viking longboat? Nessie? Like straight from his book. It's almost like a toy. Okay, what? Okay, what? Godzilla? I think it feels you through the ripples, dude. I don't think you can hide. And it's coming closer. He's Gojira! What a sequence! What a strange and fascinating terror. This is cool. It's still almost like it's not real. It's like it's a rubber toy or a dude in a suit. It's so strange. Yeah, you seem to have been... Oh, they heard that. But we're separated. We're not able to talk to each other. We're disconnected. I don't think that it's Momo doing this, yeah. I don't know about that yet. Oh! What? It's a boxer. That thing's in the OP. Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of when I saw the mantis shrimp, because that thing has claws in the OP? It's weird, though. It's not what it looks like in the OP. But he's a badass when he's like this. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Are there multiple things attacking all at once? Yeah, let's see what you got, Aira. You got nothing. But maybe. Hmm. You can't have my banana! Because it's a romance. Oh, now they're really after you. Oh no, they were just after the banana before, but now you're special. We need Aira. What is the helmet dude? Oh, we're gonna take your banana. We're gonna do it right here. Ah, fuck. Eh. It's her power. It's the hair. I think it's the hair, or like aerial silks. No, it's the hair. Oh, and she becomes horrifying. Oh, and she becomes dope as shit. Let's go. Never mind. Endo? Okay. Whoa. This episode is so dramatically, tonally different from all the other ones. It's like listening to a metal album and then suddenly there's a lo-fi track. Then it builds up into insanity again. Oh, so there's the crab. But I guess the crab is the big monster that we saw with Turbo Granny, not... I got it all mixed up in my head, I think. How fun. How fun. I don't know how to place all of the pieces of this episode yet. But my initial takeaway is that there's a really potent tone switch that happens, and I think I have an inkling that a piece of it has to do with music, because the sound design has been so pivotal in creating the feel of the show. We pull back, we have the argument scene between... I just want to try to frame it in my brain. We pull back, so we've exited the space of the last episode, we return home and we open on a safe space, which is the home base. But it's not safe because there's an argument. There's tension between Shiratori and Momo. And that's the core of the episode. We've built this so that they are now competing for the affections of Okarun, which forces Momo to, like, crystallize her feelings, because her feelings are incoherent and she doesn't want to look at them, right? She can't address the fact that she actually does have feelings for Okarun, because they're incoherent, they're not clear, right? They're only made clear by the pressure, by the feeling like it could be taken away, yeah? So Aira entering the story serves as that pressure, right? Serves as that push. She's certain of their, like, destined love kind of thing because that's the way that she operates internally. Okarun's never experienced somebody, like, being kind to him or being interested in him like this, but he's got the confusion of his own feelings for Momo. The whole thing comes right back around being centered around Genitalia. And we gotta go back to right at the beginning of the story. This is the story that we're telling. It's not just for funsies, y'all. This is the critical story that we're telling. This is about the sexual attraction between Momo and Okarun. That is the fundamental underlying DNA of our story. It is about these two as a romantic pairing, and everything that we've done so far can be framed as analogies or metaphors toward that. The aliens being after it, the bad boys that Momo was dating before, the new perfect pretty girl who isn't on the inside, as a reversal of Momo, who's a Gyaru who's really good on the inside, right? She's a punk on the outside, good on the inside. Aira's the flip opposite. And the whole thing is built around Okarun, who now is this, like, 50-50 split character who's half, like, little boy who doesn't understand, doesn't know, and is afraid, and half, like, total badass who's nonchalant and pretty aloof and doesn't even care, right? Okarun as Okarun cares so much that it hamstrings him, whereas his other self is like, whatever, yeah, fuck it, right? And there's something actually compelling about that side, too. it's woven adolescent attraction and like exploration and uncertainty and angst. It's woven all of those things into the language of the supernatural instead of the language of weird feelings and vibes that you don't know how to place. Those weird feelings and vibes take form, they take shape. They become enemies that we actually fight and overcome together. Okay, so we have this argument. This is one zone. It's like a continuous escalation over the course of this chunk. Continuous escalation that then sort of falls off. It doesn't resolve, right? So it builds up all this tension and then it falls off with this kind of declaration from Shiratori that's like, I get it. I will make sure to liberate you from Ayase Momo's control. Which, in this moment, this is a declaration of, I'm gonna steal you from that bitch. Exactly. Like, word for word, that's what it is. It's like, your current girlfriend is bad, and I'm better. Don't you wish your girlfriend was cute like me? Is Aira's whole modality. It's exactly what she's doing. And she believes that she's a hero for it, right? And it's so shocking and so weird, but that's the introduction of conflict. That's the introduction of conflict. It separates our two characters. The misunderstanding separates them further, literally separates them in this weird ethereal space, because once we verge over into the psychological space, they're not communicating anymore. She's refused to hear him out, even though she wants to understand it completely. And that puts us in this weird waterlogged school space. I don't know what the exact, like, why the water on the floor, why the fucking snake monster thing, I don't know. But we go to this weird waterlogged school space and we're separated. We can hear things going on with each other from a distance, but we can't actually reach each other or communicate. Now that I think about it, I wonder if the weird Loch Ness monster creature has nothing to do with the aliens and is instead a result of them closing off this space to anything but creatures with high psychic energy. I wonder if that alien just lurks in the school. I wonder if it's related to his books, because it's from his book, right? Okay, I don't know. Too many I don't knows. These feelings, they're so wrong. I'm a human. He's a demon. It's not. It can't be. God damn it, Shiratori. Okay, I want to go through this really quick and see where I. So those are the Serpoa gene. There's this guy who goes clonk clonk. Oh, okay, and then there's Big Crab, and it does the pincher, and somehow my internal brain like connected the aliens to the pincher crab, but that's wrong. It's Granny who was connected to the crab because the crab was the representation of the area bound spirit that she was a part of, right? Okay. I wonder if Mantis Shrimp will come into it. I guess they kind of don't. Oh, that's her! That's hair! That's hair! Okay. Wait. Is there another one that we don't know yet? Wait. Maybe Boy will become Punch Guy. I don't know. Punch Guy with a tie. And then it's, I think, Serpoa gene alien, but maybe it's different. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's the Nessie creature. I don't know. We do ball return as baseball. I'm going to go back through it again. This is just me framing out the chunks of the episode. Ball return through baseball. He lies in order to part ways. Suspicious. She doesn't feel right about it. And her suspicions are confirmed when she comes around the corner and sees that. Great shock. Then we go back and we show how it actually happened, which is exactly what I wanted. She really does have a lot of things wrong, and then Momo has things wrong as well, but why wouldn't she think that? If I care about Ayase-san, I shouldn't make excuses and just get stronger. Bloop goes the water, and suddenly we're in the darkness and we're alone. Everybody who's not spiritually aware doesn't get transported to this space, which they were hoping would make him alone. But of course, there are a couple of people and maybe creatures who end up here with us. Okay. Out into the space. There's not like a bright particular light tone yet. It's pretty interesting. We explore the space a little bit. We determine that they're separate, and then we introduce Nessie. And then this turns into like a wonderful, weird, escalating sequence that's all sound. It's like all sound and these really smooth, strange visuals, some of which might be like CG smooth. We follow this ripple of water, which implies to me that it's sensing via the ripples. And then it does some inexplicable shit into the water and stuff, and then fires a full Godzilla-inspired beam to little beam laser that cuts through buildings, right? Extremely fucking weird. Then on the other side of things, we hear that explosion happen, and then yellow emerges into our space. Boom. Chiquitita, banana. Chiquita, little banana? So is this an OISE? Yeah. And then he's moving like Ippo, and it's bad. These flares of red are interesting, too. Bummer. It's impossible for me to protect a girl, and he calls her Aira-chan. Okay, what is this? Weston... Shine my chachiki for you? West and east, north and south, morning, noon, and night were gig workers. It makes no sense to me. And then, maybe separately or maybe as part of it, it's unclear, kind of. The Serpoagine show up. They're after the junk, but now double after it because he's got cool powers. Puncher guy just stays in the back. That's so weird. We levitate him to the heavens. And then Shiratori emerges, the chosen one after all, but demonic, not angelic. Although right here, when it actually opens up, I gotta say, that is absolutely incredibly badass. It's cool. They kind of are a match, huh? Okay. How did we do any of that? Because now I've framed out what's there. How did we do that? How did we do this opening sequence? How did we make this escalate the way that it does? There's no music. Then it's this, like, classic background track. It's all in the visual, huh? And the voice actors. Oh, and the little, like, looks from everybody around the table as an awkward conversation happens at the dinner table. The framing with the chopsticks. And pointing at each other. It's really crazy how the camera flows through this sequence. From Okarun's eye reflections in the glasses, to jumping around the table to different people looking in different directions, to the kitty just eating, to the frames with the chopsticks. And then she frames Grandma, right? So she, like, whips over, points at her, frames her in the chopsticks, and then we cut in, then we cut out, and we zoom through when she points, and we zoom through to hit face, and then we turn to her viewpoint to see the whole frame, pull across, and then we're down below, framing them on opposite sides, but they match their previous locations. From that to a shot reverse shot, with a joke in it. And then they argue via noodles, which adds a layer of silliness to it. And then we get the on-screen text starts as they circle each other. If someone's in trouble, you'd help them, wouldn't you? Ah, a human heart, a tragedy. Yeah, it's all silence for this. Until musical cue for romance. Oh god, that's stunning. In such a weird, silly way. Compared to, like, episode 7 is stunning, right? Episode 7 is like cinema, art. This is like sitcom back and forth stuff, but emerging out of it, out of the way that we pull the camera around the room with the characters' focus, the way that we frame out the arguments, it becomes so much more. It becomes so intricate feeling. So almost real, so... Whoa. The silly baseball is very fucking silly. No computer, no smartphone, more part-time jobs. Woof. So, we're gonna eat together? No. I'd like to work on a report, okay? And after school? No. Okay, you're avoiding him. You're avoiding her. I've got this funny feeling. Damn. The Gyaru continued to be an excellent touchstone for Momo's emotions, like a friend space that reflects reality back to her in interesting ways. Okarun's the last person I'd suspect, but I suspect...
Yeah.
This background track is so perfect for it, for building up this, like, weird tension in the background. He must be writing a report after all. Nope. I love this device of reaching an incorrect conclusion, then going back in the episode and showing how we got there, how we actually got there. I just want to note this. I noted it when it was happening, but my guy. My guy, you gotta go deeper. You are not getting a full stretch through the chest or your triceps. You gotta go deeper. Okay, my nitpicks aside, this speaks to Okarun's character more than anything. He will lie because he's embarrassed, which is not a good thing to be doing. And that's the root of their conflict here, is that he lied about going and doing a report instead of saying, I'd really like to practice on my own so that I can, like, keep up with you. Yeah? But of course he can't say that, can he? So it makes perfect sense why he ends up in this situation. And yet, now we've got to untangle the situation and get out of it. This is the craziest love confession. Just stay still! She goes fully for the kiss because she's not actually experienced. She doesn't actually understand how all of this works. It's all ideas. In reality, under the surface, Aira isn't any better at all of this than they are. She just acts that role. She's not really a chosen one, and she's not really a perfect pretty girl who already knows everything. That's just the image that she projects. She's a confused teenager with weird teenage feelings and stuff. And I really like the way that this indicates that to us, right? It takes her off of her kind of pedestal and humanizes her and makes her more real, makes her more like, oh, she's not like the untouchable queen bee. That's just how everybody sees her and how she sees herself. The truth is that under that sort of narcissistic layer is a fragile girl. She's just a kid. Yeah. I'm just following the rules. I'm just doing what you're supposed to do. My goodness. So something about this is like a direct link between her researching these things and Okarun looking at UFO stuff. Something about the way that it's framed is like, that's exactly the same. It's her being silly and nerdy and weird. Why are you acting like you're an amateur? She's an amateur. I'm not an amateur, I just don't know about them. Bam. And then, bam. And then, I want to follow through the music. Hold on, I stopped listening. Silence. Silence speaks volumes. Not until we get here do we get this ethereal background track. And it carries us through all of the mantis shrimp stuff. There's something, the mantis shrimp doesn't punch while it's in the air because that would be too destructive. So that has to do with the punching guy, doesn't it? Or maybe it's metaphorical, I don't fucking know. And then she's talking to the mantis shrimp, holy crap-a-moly. I really like this moment with the wavy water effect. And then I really like this. Womb. Darkness. Oh, everything's like underwater. Listening to a shell kind of filtered. What a cool space. And then total unknowns. We're separated. True horror emerges from the darkness. It's all a musical build-up. And then the ripples. Okay, ripple. Is this a reference to something? It's really cool. It's really carefully put together. Is it a direct reference to Godzilla? I think this is a direct reference to one of the Godzilla movies, isn't it? Yeah. The ripple, I don't know. The breath thing is Shin Godzilla's atomic breath, which, in Shin Godzilla, it blasts down in like a big cone, and then zips through all the buildings, then it explodes outward through all the spines and kills all the bombers and stuff. The wave is something too, and I can't place it. It's a direct reference, and it's not to Godzilla, I think. I don't know what it is, though. Man, I have no fucking idea. Okay, that's cool. The Shin Godzilla part is all that I really needed to make sense of it. I wonder what the ripples are, though. Maybe they're a piece of a Godzilla thing, too. Who knows? Wham, we're here, we start talking about it. Attacked by the thing, and she emerges as a victor. As a newly minted demon hero person. Okay, back to the beginning again. The musical build over the course of this Godzilla scene, and then the sound effect build with the it just becomes so rich. What a soundscape. Into color-fucked insanity and an incoming fight. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's my problem. I already have 2 hours on the clock because I spent a full hour drawing that. And we just got cliffhanged into the next episode, so we're still going to watch the next episode. Not what I was planning to do today, but this is absolutely what I've got to do. So I am going to take a moment, take a little break, sync things up, and then be back in just a second to watch the next episode of Dandadan and get absolutely whomped by whatever this interaction ends up being. See you in a sec. Peace. Okay, nothing to it but to do it. I gotta watch the next episode of Dandadan. I don't want to leave it right here in this place, not with all of the nuance and like connectedness of the story beats of the previous episode. They haven't been resolved, and we're entering into the fight space where we're going to resolve them, and I need that inside my brain so that over the next week I can make sense of it. Does that make sense? So, y'all get a double. Let's go ahead and watch Dandadan episode 9. Beep beep timer. Hell yeah. Oh. Yeah, we'll take your banana organs too. Acrobatic. Silky. What just happened? Snap. Just like a mantis shrimp. Wow, the way she moves is so cool and different. Oh, that was it? Nuts? Zin. Hey, boxing. That was Momo's kick. That was her kick. Ow! Nope. Yeah, there's something weird going on. They've transformed. Yeah, you tell him, Aira. Eee. How about when that punch does connect? Ooh. Ooh. They are the light of heaven, yeah. Yeah, you just gotta skip the coverings. He says, running away. He's still covering. He's not that nonchalant. Shikoshi. Ah, shit, fuck. Could we get a Deus Ex Momoka? Oh, please do tell us. Ah. Need a hire. I don't fucking think so. He's already transformed even though they're holding him down. What the hell? He's not supposed to be able to do that at all. Oh shit. Not the Sugoi Zone. Deus Ex Momoka. Yeah. We finally get to actually communicate, right? She actually gets to say what she thinks. He gets to say what he thinks, which is like, I just miss you, I just want to talk. Okay. Let's see how we resolve from here. We're in it. Also, Godzilla's coming. Merge, Serpo, Dover, Demon, Nessie. Wait, can they merge? Uh-oh. Demons. Yokai. She lost focus because you used the name. Oh, we've done it. Oh, fuck, that's why he's a gig worker. Oh. What? Otto. Oh, it's the transformed version. Now it's gonna be a mantis shrimp? That's a mantis shrimp. Yep. Yep. Turns out it's the aliens after all. Disney spawn. What the fuck? Thank you, Momo. He's fast as fuck, though, too. Wow. Wow, really? Super speed. Oh, but not acrobatics. Are we dancing? They are dancing. They kind of are! Especially with the nudity. A little bit. You are not allowed to say that! Yeah, but she can't stay focused. Oh, this is so great. A third party was incidentally not Alex. There's that track again. She knows. Whoa, the wall ripples? That's cool. I think it's gotten bigger. I think it's gotten a lot bigger. He's so happy! She's just staring at him. Honestly, they would do so well together in a weird way. I don't think it cares. So they hired Nessie as a gig worker? Did she just get punched? Son of a bitch! Oh, we're underwater now. It's worse. He does. But that means that he might break himself if we make him punch the air instead? He can't breathe water? Hmm. What? Uh-oh. At least we're back together. That's exactly what he doesn't want to do. There's our conflict. There's the core conflict. It doesn't matter if you actually cause more trouble. They have been flirting, and then you were dancing. It was bothering you. Oh. But I care about you. Those are the right words. Oh, shit! We don't have time for these conversations! But we have to have them. We don't have time to not have them either. Blurble. Huh. Oh. You just gonna psychic him to him? Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Fuck yeah. 10 out of 10 absurdity. I thought she was gonna use her hands as like wings or paddles or something. But squeeze, squeeze, squeeze is that's so smart. Bagona. Can you psychic kick out? We're all stripping down. Poor gig work. Oh. Everybody sucks. You just gotta do it yourself. Combine? No, it's pretty nice lingerie. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's all three merged? Whoa. Oh. Another goddamn really clever combat. Ho ho! That's an Inazuma kick. That did not work. Okay. Still got punching, too. I don't know what a Yuma is. Whoa! I wonder if it's got the Serpoian psychic powers, too. What a creature! Maybe we can get it to punch itself? No, underwater. That's it. That's it. You get it to damage itself in the air. Boop. I mean, you've got like 2 or 3. I feel like we're about to have a badass tables turned. Bring it. Okay. All the water! Nice! A bait into removing all the water. Paying attention in class. Ah, there's the Serpoian power. We'll tie that right off. Lets you burst if you want to. Oh, but you've got a road now. Oh, teamwork to make the dream work. to a pulp. Together, straight through. We emerge back into reality without our clothes. Uh-huh. 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 Now that's romance. Is everybody else around? Are there people to witness this? Because this is the craziest thing that's ever happened at school. It's makeup sex. Ah, fuck! Wait, where is she? Oh, there she is. In the framework where their rush through the city is their first night on the town, this is an argument over another girl and then makeup sex. They end up like in a puddle, dripping, laughing. Oh my fucking god. Oh shit. Ah, I'm back. There we go. Okay, I said it during the ED. I think that there's an angle where if we consider the first run through the city by these two to be their like first night out and then their first like metaphorical sexual encounter, this is like makeup sex. They have this argument that splits them and then they re-engage in the spirit space and emerge out of that laughing together but embarrassed and wet and sticky and naked. Huh. Huh. I don't want to focus on that angle because it's like it's interesting, but it's not coherent really. Mostly this episode is a blast, is just like another roller coaster ride. We use this yellow tone that's now accented by Momo's like greenish teal and Acro Silky's pink to create a bunch of different vibes. And then we kind of and the green of the Nessie. And then we combine them all at the end for a kind of like another level of a fastball special sequence where everybody's powers work together. Acro Silky providing the road through the water, bringing Turbo Granny unable to swim requires the others to be useful in different ways as well, and they all shore each other up and help in different ways. It's really cool. There are some silly things in the different lockers, but I'm not able to really exactly track what they all are. I think this guy is into Gunpla, right? So books. We got one guy that's into Gunpla, and then one that's like weird statues and spirits and gods and stuff. I don't know. Very silly. Boom. Bam. Okay. It gets so complicated. This is the most factors in play at once that we've had, I think. It's like everything scrambling and chasing after each other. There are so many little sequences, like this dance that we do as he's shuffling forward and or the dance ballet ballroom dancing sequence between Okaroon and her. So many silly, clever jokes that are woven into the combat in fun ways. It makes the whole thing not just a combat that I'm following, but like, ooh, what cool, cute, interesting, weird thing are they going to do next? It's like, ooh, what's next? What's next? It's a constant flood of really interesting things. We get this identical punch, but he blocks it, right? This is not, or identical kick, but he blocks it. This is not your kick, that's Momo's kick. I take as the statement of the episode here. And then, bam, from below, she's the acrobat, so she gets the acrobatic kick. And then we kind of go back and forth with the mantis knocking heads into ceilings and her knocking heads into ceilings like a couple of different times in different ways. Wham! Sir Poajin. Kitty cat, do you need to... She's discovered that she can fuck with the blinds and they move. And so if there are blind moving sounds in the background, that's the cat fucking with the blinds because they move and she likes it. Sorry. There's something really weird about this moment where he's like, oh, you were just thinking. It's almost like JoJo's your next line will be. It's like he's trying to be like the I'm so clever and cool, and she doesn't care at all. You are the chosen one. Chosen for our evolution goes really hard. There are things that are more important than clothes. Boom. Ah. There are so many little understated jokes. I think of this as a joke. There are things more important than clothes, and then he transforms into his badass self, and then he's still, like, scared and embarrassed and stuff. It doesn't make him cool. Sugoi Zone! Deus Ex Momo. And this moment is so pivotal to my mind. Momo-chan, I really missed you. You moron! Don't be making out with that bitch. They both say what their core thinking, and we have to resolve this. We have to resolve the miscommunication portion that's split us until this point in order for us to be able to fight together. That takes us to our OP. Shut up, don't lick at me, you perv. I'll help you, but I won't let you have Takakura Ken name, and then name later when he says, like, I am a blank after all. Take your gig worker and make them a salary man, and it makes it worse. What is yellow and black is the mark of courage? It's all really weird. Creepy salary man culture, and that's what turns him into businessman. It's like like a superhero thing. I gotta move the cat. Ultraman? It might be Ultraman. Now our mantis shrimp thing comes into play. Wham! Her head through the ceiling. Yep. And then these bursts are really cool. So crazy looking. And then we get this weird dance. Uh-huh. I want to see this one directly. Whoa. There are some almost Trigger-esque animation sequences throughout this episode. Like the running down the hallway sequence reminds me of a couple that we've seen recently from what's-his-face in Dungeon Meshi. Huh. And then I am an awkward fellow, so I'd better stay away from her. Boom. Green. Another gig worker. But now the entire space has been taken over by water. Don't mess with powerful spirit stuff. And from here, this just becomes so vast. It becomes so vast. There's so many scenes of like giant beams shooting at us from far, far deep under the water and creating three-dimensional space as they arc through reality and we swim away from them. So much space is created. We go from the locked-in limitations of the hallways, which we're kind of breaking through continuously in this fight, smashing to the ceiling and through the walls and stuff, and then it opens up completely, and we're in a fully swimming space. they continue to use color to make things. It's like music and color are these background elements that are being conducted as part of the swell of the thing, and they contribute so much to the feel. There's truly nothing that has ever looked like it. And then it's knowledge, mantis shrimp. Okay, here. Don't make things harder for me, okay? Momo says. That's exactly where we started with this, isn't it? Ken wanted to go and practice and train so that he doesn't become a burden on her. And then she says the thing that he's most worried about. She says it out loud. Don't do that. It's exactly what he's scared about. You don't have to say it like that. I'm just trying to make myself useful. And it doesn't matter. Your intentions don't matter. That line right there is so pivotal for relationships falling apart. It's like, I don't care what you're trying to do. What matters is what you did. And once you take that tact, it's like, I don't see you as a person trying. I see you as a set of results. Oh, man. Yeah. That's a really easy to fall into. I'm saying this out loud because this is something that I want to note for my own psychology. That's an easy to fall into trap. If you turn that idea, that pattern onto other things, it's really destructive. Oh, okay. Earlier today, I did a drawing. There are parts of it that I'm not happy with. Was it useless? Does it not mean anything? Because it just wasted time and didn't result in exactly what I wanted, right? No, there's something valuable about trying, and discounting that, it cuts off a piece of empathy. It cuts off a piece of our ability to connect to other people's intent and who they're trying to be. People really want to be seen for who they're trying to be, not just who they're failing at being right now. Yeah? Huh. I'm thinking about how that fits into my own relationship and whether I treat my partner like worse than I should in some places, because in places where their like intents don't match up with the reality, where they might be trying to accomplish something, but I only treat them on the level of what's actually accomplished, and I'm not digging under the surface to see the person who's trying to build themselves underneath. That's an important line. That's cool. Splashing at each other. So we have to hurry up and run. You guys are at fault for making out all the time. We weren't making out. Yes, you were, and we're talking about something different now. Because what she's talking about is like, you guys are spending time. I just saw you guys dancing and stuff. I've seen it with my own damn eyes. And his response is, so it is messing with you. It does matter. You gotta tell me. She denies it. I don't care what some liar is doing with some stupid girl. Oh, fuck, I don't have the book. I've lent it to a friend. I have a book on child psychology called The Whole Brain Child that talks about very particularly the lazy river between order, rigidity, and chaos. And one of the examples in it is a little kid who gets into conflict with a friend of theirs and is really upset about that, and so their parent asks them about it, and the kid's response is, I never liked Janie. We were never friends anyway. I don't even care what she thinks. She's just stupid, and she doesn't matter at all. When very much the person, like, deeply cares about Janie and deeply cares that there's conflict going on in their relationship. So what's going on there? The book presents the idea that becoming dysregulated in this case is so uncomfortable, so chaotic, that the person locks to the other side of the river. They're too scared of becoming chaos, of like losing the things that they care about, of not being certain. And so they jump to rigidity, to solidity, the stability of saying, I don't care about them at all. I remove that from the equation, and now my equation is balanced and everything's fine and it's cool because Janie's just a stupid bitch and I don't care about her anyway. And we've locked her out, and we've formed a like rigid self-opinion that that doesn't have room for the pain. Yeah? And that's kind of like what Momo is doing here. She's like in this chaos, and then she puts a wall up to protect herself that's like, I don't care about it. She says, caring about it. And that's when he breaks through. Wait, hold on. Please actually honestly tell me if you care. If it's weighing on your mind, please let me explain myself. Other people don't matter, but you and me matters. I don't want you to have the wrong idea. We break through a little bit, but don't touch me, pervert, is still the response. But it has broken through a little bit. How can you say that when you look like that? And then, boom. He pulls her out, and we're face to face, as close as Aira and he got in kiss terms. They get closer. It's a romantic moment, and then it's dispelled. It was beyond my control. I don't know how she got this idea from that, but okie dokie. Soup, 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 soup. What a cool idea. And we're rocketing forward. So we resolve the... Well, we don't really resolve it. We say the things. Oh, that's a cool distinction. We don't come to a conclusion afterward. We just both speak our piece. And then we stew some more. Get back to the action. And at that point, they all get naked. They strip off. The truth has come out at this point. They've all... Maybe it's a stretch, but... A bit more time. Nope. It's time to merge. Sexy lingerie and a fucking behemoth monster. Wow, it's so cool looking. And we start to jump into this vastness. No. And again, every bit of the sound design is rich and bassy and full and beautiful. We're kind of a throuple now. It's a little weird. We build out this crazy fight. That is a perfect Inazuma kick. Oh man. There's too much that's visually awesome from this point forward. What? Over 2. What? Over 2. How do we do that? Pull out. Whoa! Whoa. We're warping and rippling all the way through. The amount of post-processing and cleverly done effects all throughout is fucking crazy. And then we pull things way back into the background to create this grand sense of multidimensional space. Mantis shrimp punches, so she sets herself up alone in front of it just to lure it in. Bring it. Bring it. Boom. And in still frames, we tell the story. Whoosh. Boom. Teamwork to make the dream work. And a full power rush. Using Acro Silky's road, he rushes through, grabs Momo, and they appear on the other side of it together. Right? If we want to zoom out and think of that as symbolic for the conflict between them, I think it works. I know that it's intentional. I don't know what it's trying to say exactly, other than that all these layers kind of line up. Whoa. You and me, baby. We're through. Off into the light. And onto the other side. In each other's arms, laughing and giggling and ha 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 ha. I really like this cut. This cut. It's a moment where they're completely out of reality. They're just with each other. None of what's around them matters, which is a setup for the joke that's incoming with that they're surrounded by people. But there's a reason that this makes me think that they're immediately post sex act, right? Like, this is right on the nose. What are we doing in this show? What are we doing here? What are we doing? We're telling like 3 metaphorical stories all layered on top of each other. And it's weird because I can't get too invested in any of the layers because they're kind of figments. They're kind of like dreams that influence and impact the thing. It's almost as though we have a window into the conscious layer of the characters and then also like a separate blurry window into their subconscious. And in the subconscious world, everything is aliens and monsters and spirits and big things, and they're all linked to the conscious world stuff, right? Like we descend into this dark space where the aliens are attacking and our sex organs are under threat immediately after our sexual relationship, our core romantic relationship becomes under threat by a third party. There's nothing to this. But what is this? What the fuck is this? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I really enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's like a puzzle that I can't see half the pieces of. They're like invisible, or they layer on top of the other ones, or something that I can't even understand. I feel like a three-dimensional being watching people playing 4D chess. I feel like I'm trying to observe a thing that's bigger than my window, than my viewpoint, right? And the understanding that I'm coming away with is the kind of understanding that you'd get looking at a porthole in a submarine and trying to understand vast marine life. You know, it's like you're not actually going to get a good picture. What a cool picture, though. It's really interesting and it's really fun to try to piece together what exactly I'm looking at. And then it all emerges into this insanely goopy rushing down the hallway sequence. Okay, let's Sakagaburu. I was tempted to skip 8, but I'm just going to grab the top couple cuts from it instead. Oh yeah, green and yellow. Let's go here. Here, here, here. Here, 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 here. I don't see the cut of them all running down the hallway, which is very sad, because I think that one's cool. Okay, there are a bunch by In Cylinder, who I've never heard of. Chuanmu Tetsuya Rikitoku. We saw Rikitoku on the last episode. 22 to the end is Chuanmu. But this is all Rikitoku. Boom. Wow. And then this part. This is Chuanmu. With the, like, of the neck and... Whoa. Whoa. What a weird creature. Great reference to Shin Godzilla. Yeah, okay. This is Genta Ishimori. Rush, rush, rush. And it becomes those, like... Where is it? These gorgeous, like, all speed lines and bubbles of light and stuff. Cool. Oh. I really like the follow-through as he's, like, slowly pulling it back down. It's cool. Okay. This is the throw of the ball, and then it goes over Granny's bat. Ching! Whoa, that zoom is crazy. Cool. In Cylinder does the dance. Okay, where have I seen you? Kimi no Iro, Scott Pilgrim takes off Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, was on this, and then JJK. Just gonna grab those. Kimi no Iro. Oh, Tatami Time Machine Blues. Okay, that makes sense. Do we have 0 to 3 seconds is In Cylinder. Just that. Just that. Huh. Okay. Oh, wait, and then 3.9 to 4.2. The water and that. Huh. Okay. And then this... The cut was corrected by Myon. 12 to end is In Cylinder. Huh, okay. Of the In Cylinder cuts, this one with the dancing is the most interesting from an animation perspective, I think. I really like it. It's got a sort of a paper cut kind of feel. Almost blocky, in a way. It reminds me a little bit of certain trigger stuff. Okay, here are our facial expressions. Was losing my mind watching this ridiculous amounts of life. Yeah, it's so full of movement with the waves going, and they're trying to keep their heads above the water. Whoa. Yeah, it's understated because so much of the episode is like, but selling this moment might be the most important part of the episode, and it's like intricately put together as a back and forth between these two characters. Whoa. It's like a real fight. Yu Yoshiyama confirmed privately. Oi, oi. That makes sense, but holy shit. Unknown. This is Acro Silky's first fight. It's pretty cool. One peach for our sliding, and then our zooming. I really liked the shadows that emerge on his face right here. We go from 2 layers of shadow to 3. I really, really like that effect. I don't think that I mean, I've seen stuff kind of like it before where things get more detailed, but adding layers of shadow to create that detail is pretty cool. I can't think of any cuts that are exactly like this that I can think of. Okay, Yu Yoshiyama, I assume for some of that big scale stuff. Yeah? Oh, and the Inazuma kick, that makes sense. Ka-ching. Boom. Yeah, and then some of the woof. Wow, okay. Zhilong Li. This is our final burst. Zhilong is really carrying a lot of the speed moments, huh? Okay, one peach again. Another big scale. Whoa. And this one with all the warbliness. And we're running away from it this time, not just like around it. So it creates even more space. And the camera's moving around them the whole time. Just considering how how do you even storyboard this out or frame it out in space to make sense? I don't know yet. Slippity, 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 slip. Bam, bam, bam. And then Acro Silky up above. Really cool. And then 3D background is listed over here to really make this thing happen as she runs up on the wall. And oh, there's so many cool angles on her momentum. And the slow-mo speed up. Whoa. I don't think Incylinder was credited. He was credited for some things, but I don't know about for this. What a freaking cut. And our top cut is Zhilong Li. This is us emerging after the fact. The water. And then the like pretty incredible facial stuff, and then the laughing that feels so charming. Oh, did he do the end running as well? Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is what I imagined when they announced Saru for the production. Very raw and elegant. Raw and elegant, eh? But over here, yes, raw and elegant. I think this is the thing that the episode stands out the most for, is the contrast. Because we've got a couple of really detailed, deeply human, very real scenes where our characters are just human beings doing very human things, arguing, yelling at each other, incensed. One person is trying to make the argument into understanding, right? Like trying to piece things back together, and the other one is accusing. And that feels really real. And so does emerging out the other end and giggling, having like solved it, like overwhelmed by the experience. In a strange way, episodes 6 and 7 expanded our scope to include like real horror and trauma and darkness. And this expands our scope to make those things like really human, to make really nuanced human interactions really powerful. I'm very impressed by this aspect of it now that it's been kind of highlighted for me. Without it, the show lacks heart. without the emphasis and effort put on these sequences, it lacks the heart that it needs to like overcome the silliness and glue all these weird things together. But kind of like Captain Planet and the thing that we need to join them all together is heart. It glues them all together. It's the fact that these people care about each other under the surface that like that that's why they're in conflict in the first place. And the conflict serves as like it emergent out of their internal interpersonal conflicts. We get these big spiritual, supernatural, subconscious, more than real, weird space conflicts. And by resolving them, we resolve both. But we have to resolve both to resolve both. It's not just that we go into the spirit world and we fight in the spirit world and that solves the real world. We have to do the real world fight in the spirit world context in order to solve the spirit world fight in order to return to the real world. Does that make sense? It's like, even though we're under threat of death here, we don't have time for this conversation. We don't have time not to have it. Because this, weirdly, the fight that we're having isn't about the fight that we're having outside of us. It's actually about what's inside. Narratives are so weird. Stories are so goddamn weird. And this one is taking the cake for one of the weirdest stories that I've seen in a long, long time. And I'm here for it. I hope you are too. Thanks so much for watching this week's episodes of Dandadan with me. That's another double. I don't think we'll be doing a lot of those in the future, but we kind of had to this time. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you have more takes on my weird takes and that you can jump off of those in the comments, springboard off of them, and share your own thoughts about what we're doing in the narrative and meta-narrative of Dandadan that seems to me to work so well. And also, if you disagree, if you don't think it works very well, let me know. But I'd love to have more people talking about this aspect of the show as we go forward. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week for more. Much love. Peace.